Faith, it's a tricky topic. But whether your faith is based in God, the universe, angels, ancestors, guides, or maybe just an overall higher power, what I have come to realize in my journey towards faith is that it is all the same. No matter what you call it, when it comes to your faith, all that matters is that you call on it. And in certain times in your life, like the loss of a loved one, it cannot be more apparent. It is your faith that you lean on. It is your faith that you call on. It is your faith that gives you the comfort and supports you need to know that all is going to be okay. And when you do call on it, you will be surprised, or maybe you won't, at how your faith shows up for you. It is nothing short of miraculous. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Intentional Living with Courtney Meyers. I'm your host, the founder and creator of the Intentional Home and Living, and today we are talking about faith. It's actually a topic that we've been talking about all week, stepping into your faith, understanding what faith means to you. Now, as someone who has been learning to own their own faith and step into their own faith, I have come to an epiphany. It doesn't really matter what you believe in. It doesn't really matter what you call it. The biggest thing that you need to do is know that you can call on it. When you need to believe in something, when you need comfort, when you need anything bigger in your life to help you get through your day, to help you believe in yourself, to help you expand your reality, you need to lean in and call on your faith. Now, over the last couple of months, I have really had to lean into my faith, and this week has been no different. I lost my grandfather. He was one of the most important people in my life, one of my favorite people in the world, and he lived a wonderful, beautiful life, and I know it was his time to go. So I have comfort in that, but it still hurts. And it's in times like these where you realize your faith really counts. It's in times like these when you realize your faith really matters. It's knowing that there is something greater than me out there. There is something greater than us out there, and that I haven't completely lost him. My grandfather has just gone on to another place. He is now in his spiritual home, and I know he is still with me. I know I can still talk to him. I know he can still hear me, and I know how much he loves me. I unfortunately didn't get to say my last goodbye to him. It kills me because it was a couple weeks ago he called me and I was busy with the kids and I didn't get the chance to call him back. And that was my last message from my papa. And I'm really sad about that, but I know I'm talking to him now and I know he can hear me. And you know how I know that? I am certain he can hear me because he is talking to me through my son. I always talk about how our kids are so in touch. They are more connected than we could ever be. We come into this world connected to our spirit. We come into this world one with our soul. And as we continue to grow and develop and have more experiences in life, we kind of lose a little bit of touch. We kind of lose a little bit of that magic. But as kids, as really young kids, we still have that. We are still so connected. And my papa is talking through me, through my son, because he is so connected. The last time Hayden saw my papa, he wasn't even 1 year old. It was last April, right before we moved to Tennessee, and we had a little going away party for my grandparents because they were leaving Southern California and moving to Arizona. And that was the last time we actually got to see my grandfather in person. And so Hayden has no really reason to remember Papa at all. He was still so young in his memory. I know in our souls we remember things, and I know in our spirit we remember things, but he has no real reason to truly remember Papa. And you know, when you lose someone, everyone copes in different ways. And one of my cousins has been posting pictures of my grandfather on social media. And it's really sad for me and also happy for me to see pictures of him. But she posted a couple pictures of Papa the other day from when he was younger, from his high school graduation and one from when he and my grandmother got married, when he and my grandma Gigi got married. And as I was browsing Instagram the other day in bed, which I usually do in my mornings with the kids, they come in bed with me and they get their little cartoons and I get to wake up, and I was on social media and these pictures of my papa came up. My son looks over, Hayden looks down at my phone, points to it and goes, "Papa, Papa." This is pictures he has never seen. He has never seen my grandfather in high school. He has never seen wedding pictures of my grandma and my grandpa. And so my husband and I just looked at each other like, oh my goodness, he knows. He knows who this is. And it was a really, really cool moment. It was confirmation that my grandpa is still there. It's confirmation that he is with me. It's confirmation that he is with us because he is so in touch with my son. And that is one of his easiest ways of getting in touch with us and letting us know he is there. It went even a little bit further though. The next day, I went into my son's room when he woke up in the morning to pick him up, and he was pointing at the corner of his room and he was saying, "Papa, Papa." He was talking to Papa. So it's just confirmation. It's just a confirmation and comfort that I know Papa is still there. I know Papa is with us. And that is what I'm talking about when it comes to faith. I have faith that something bigger is out there. I have faith that we don't just leave this planet, that we don't just leave our bodies, that we just don't leave and we are gone. We get to go on as souls into another experience. We get to go on into another world. We get to go into another realm. And from everything that I've been taught and learned and read, it's we go into whatever you want to call it, the universe, heaven, spirit, energy, and we are still part of everything that's going on down on earth. You know, when you smell a perfume and it reminds you of your grandmother, or you walk into a room and something just feels like someone else, it's because they're with you. It's because they were there. We all have those moments. I know a lot of people get signs from loved ones who have passed away, and they have faith that these people are with them. They have faith that they are not alone. I posted a picture not too long ago of a bluebird in my backyard, and it was a sign for me. Honestly, I can't remember what that sign was about, but I posted it and asked everyone what different signs they got or what it meant to them. And a family friend of mine responded that bluebirds visit her as a reminder of her son who passed away quite a few years ago, that bluebirds were her sign for her son. I posted a picture over the summer of different angel signs sometimes we get. And pennies have always been a sign. I've always remembered that whole phrase, find a penny, pick it up, all day long you'll have good luck. There's even a phrase, there's a song, pennies from heaven. Pennies for sure are signs from spirit. Pennies are little droppings from heaven. And I had posted a story of how I asked for a sign on something else, because I'm always asking for signs. We've talked about this on the podcast before. And I came across a random penny in my living room. There's no rhyme or reason why it should be there. Actually, I'm very adamant to not leave little coins and things around the house because Hayden is notorious for picking things up and putting them in his mouth. And I came across a penny smack dab in the middle of my living room as a sign. And when I posted this, another follower commented that pennies are her sign from someone who has passed in her life. I know even my mentor talks about this, how pennies are her sign for her father who has passed away. So when you do have faith that there's something bigger and greater out there, you do start to see signs. You do start to get confirmation of that. And that, although it might seem a little counterintuitive to the idea of faith, because faith is really about believing and just knowing in your soul, you don't need proof. You just have faith that there's more out there. You just have faith in something greater than you. But it is so cool to know that the spirit world is listening, that the spirit world is with you, that whatever you have faith in is showing you that they are there, that whatever you have faith in is there to help you believe. It will show up in your life to help you make that leap sometimes that you need to make. Faith is such an abstract idea, and it can be very tricky to talk about it. I know I struggle talking about it because I wasn't raised religious. The religious background I have is based in Catholicism because all my friends and some of my family grew up Catholic. It is the only church I had ever been to. And it was really my only idea of what church was. Now, I do not belong to church now, but I am spiritual. I do believe in God. I do believe in something bigger. And I think that's where faith becomes tricky. When you want to talk about the spiritual world, when you want to talk about energy, when you want to talk about guides and angels and God and the universe, it's hard to find the right words sometimes to convey what you really mean. I talk about God. I am comfortable in my life talking about God, but I'm not always comfortable talking about it with everyone because I don't want anyone to be turned off from whatever they believe. The fact is, when you have faith, all it is that you have a belief in something greater and bigger than you. And that faith can be a comfort in times when things are hard, like the loss of a loved one. It can also be a great tool when you are looking for meaning or purpose or direction in your life. When you can believe that there's something greater than you out there leading you in your journey, you can fully lean into whatever your purpose is. You can lean into the greater good. You can lean into knowing that everything is going to be all right. Because whether it's God you're calling on, or the universe, or guides, or spirits, or angels, or anything, you can know that you are being helped, that you are not alone, that something else is out there that is helping you achieve all there is that you want to achieve. And that is the cool thing about faith. And that is what I think we all need to realize. It doesn't really truly matter what you call it, as long as you're calling on it. If you're having a hard time in life, it might not be in the loss of a loved one. It could be because you're having trouble with your finances. You can call on something greater than you to step in and help you, because the universe always wants what's best for you. God always wants what's best for you. What I have been taught are there are angels out there working for you. One of my very favorite stories I heard was that we all have angels. We all have angels standing on every corner just waiting to help us. And it's almost as if they are people looking for work on the side of the street, holding up angels. They just holding up signs. Just call on me. Just ask. There is something greater out there for us. We just need to ask. We just need to call on it. It's like out of work angels standing on street corners saying, "Hey, I'm here to help you, but you got to call on me." And that is why I keep coming back to this. It doesn't matter what you call it when it comes to your faith, as long as you call on it. Sometimes I talk to God. Sometimes I talk to the universe. Sometimes I talk to my higher self. The last week, I have been talking to Papa. When I journal, I always say, "Dear Papa, dear universe, dear God," whoever I feel that I need to talk to in the moment. And that knowing that something is out there greater than me to help me is such a huge comfort. And I think that is one of the best things about faith, is that it gives you comfort. It gives you support. We can all have the support of our loved ones around us here on earth. But the fact is, we all have our own journey. We all have our own challenges. We all see the world and life in a different way. And what my journey is may be different from what my mom's journey is, or my dad's journey, or my sister's, or my husband's. So sometimes things can't necessarily be discussed with them. Sometimes they aren't the right sounding board when you're looking for some support. Sometimes you need to go to a higher source, because that is what is supporting you in your own individual journey. So that is going to be my intention for you this week, is to step into your faith, step into whatever higher power feeling thing you believe in. Figure out what you are comfortable talking to. Figure out who you are comfortable talking to. That can change on a daily basis. It can change on an hourly basis. You can pray, you can journal, you can just say it out loud. You can say it in the shower. You can say it before you go to bed, in your mind, in your sleep, when you're on a walk. Just find something that you have faith in, that you can believe in. You can have faith in nature. Your faith can just be in yourself. You can have faith in your higher being, in your higher self, in your spirit and your soul. My intention for you is just to lean into whatever you have faith in, to know that you are not alone, to become open to the idea that there is something greater than you on this path that is helping guide you and lead you along your way so that you can do whatever it is you are here to do, so that you can be guided towards bringing about your highest good and that of everyone else around you and in your life. Because when you begin to step into this faith that you are not alone, then the whole world opens up. I know I've been told time and time again by my mentor, as well as other spiritual teachers, that we need to think of us, not me. It's a we, not an I. And that is where our faith comes in. We have faith that we are all in this together and that there is something, whatever it is, bigger than us. So find your faith. Step into what you believe in, and I promise you will find a lot of comfort and support moving forward in anything in your life, whether it's happy, sad, challenging, whatever it may be. So that is my intention this week, is to find your faith, step into it, and start to own it. It may be a little bit tricky for you. It may seem a little bit uncomfortable in the moment, but the more you can talk about it, the more you can own it, the more you can write about it, the more you can accept it, the more natural it is going to become for you. I have faith that Papa is here with me right now as I'm doing this. I have faith that Papa is cheering me on from above. I am sending him so much love, and I have so much faith that he is helping us all through this transition of losing him. My grandma is now alone, and she has not been alone since she was 17 years old. She met Papa when she was 17 years old, so she has never lived on her own. And there's a discussion of like, what is going to happen? She can't really live on her own right now. She's getting up there in age as well. And I have so much faith that Papa is with us, because it was just a few days ago when my mom and my aunt were having the discussion of what is the best next step for Grandma, that a posting came across my aunt's Facebook page of a listing of someone looking to be a live-in aide. And she was moving from San Diego, where we are from, to Arizona, where my grandma lives now. And it was just like so divine. It was like divine intervention. When I heard the story, I told my mom, that's Papa. Papa is sending someone for Grandma. Papa did not want her to be alone. I know that. He made my aunts and uncle and my mom promise that she was not going to be alone before he passed years ago. So I know that he is there. I know that he is with us. I know that he is helping us every step of the way. I know that there is something greater and that he is happy. I have faith that he has gone on to live in the spiritual world, in the universe, energetically still with us, but in a much better place. And I have faith that we are all going to get back together again sometime. So I am dedicating today's podcast to Papa. I miss you so much. I love you so much. I have faith that you are there. And I just really want everyone to learn to step into their faith as well, because things do become much easier to handle when you have faith. There is such comfort in knowing that you are not alone. And there's so much comfort in knowing that our loved ones are still with us. And it's not even about always losing someone. It's just there's so much comfort in knowing that there is something bigger guiding us every step of the way, good and more difficult. I don't want to say bad, because nothing is bad. Everything can be a learning experience. Everything is an experience. Everything happens for a reason. So I just know that there's something bigger for us. And I hope everyone can start to realize that and feel the same way. Maybe this is falling on deaf ears. Maybe you already have faith, and that is amazing. But for those of you out there that are still struggling to put a name to it or fully embrace it publicly like I do, then this podcast hopefully will help you. Thank you so much for listening to Intentional Living with Courtney Meyers this week. You can find us at CourtneyMyers.com, where we have a lot of new offerings. We are now doing breathwork sessions. We are still doing intentional and intuitive coaching. And I've come out with a whole new media package. I have worked in television and the entertainment industry for over 20 years, and I have people coming to me for help on how to connect with their authentic voice and get that message out there. So I've created a full new package on how to help you connect to your spirit, connect to your soul, connect to your authentic voice, and share it with the world, whether that's through writing a book or getting your message out on your website or helping you build a podcast, whatever it may be. So we have all new intentional media packages available, and I'm really excited about this because it is part of my bigger picture of where I want to take the intentional brand of everything, the intentional brand of products and services, shall I say. So check us out at CourtneyMyers.com. And as always, you can follow us on all of our social media. That's where we do all of our announcements of upcoming guests. We look forward to having more guests on the podcast. Last week, we had the wonderful Sonia Tolley. In a couple weeks, I will have my mentor, Sonia Choquette, on the podcast. And I'm very excited to have a conversation with her and share all the wonderful wisdom she brings into my life with you guys. So thank you once again for listening, and make sure to give us a follow. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.